All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action with another look at another movie that I try to do as fast as possible, even though last time it didn't go so well. But this time, let's find out what's going on with Age of Ultron. Now, by the time this movie you get to this review, you're probably wondering, gosh, pause, it's a little late in the day. Everyone has already seen this movie, as opposed to everybody has already reviewed it and everything. But I really like this movie, and I hesitated to do a review because I needed to see the movie twice. I wanted to make sure that I would enjoy it as much the second time as I did the first time. Have you ever had that happen before? Have you ever had that moment where you watch a movie and you really liked it, but then you watch it a second time and you were probably wondering, gosh, what was I thinking? This movie was not as good the second time around. Well, Ultron really was good the second time around. I really connected with what was happening. This follows the events of Captain America, Winter Soldier, because that's how the Marvel Universe rolls. They have all these people, and we have all these different movies, and they're all still connected, okay? There's even a little bit of the Guardian of the Galaxy in this one, but that's neither here nor there. This is all about Ultron now. And Ultron, after a raid, a James Bond-style raid on a compound somewhere in Russia, I believe, or Siberia, or wherever they were, but anyway, that's not important. The point is, after a successful raid, Tony Stark has only a little while to play with some alien technology, the way he would always love to do. This has got to be like a kid in a candy store moment for him, right? Well, with all that he did, he created Ultron, this one guy who you literally can't kill. Now, the one thing I want you to remember is that when it comes to bad guys, you have only two kinds of bad guys, maybe three. You either have the one bad guy who is so powerful you cannot hurt him, or you're going to have the bad guy who's so weak, but if he gets destroyed, he gets moved on to someplace else, and he stays alive that way. Kind of like with Star Wars. You remember Star Wars? If you saw Phantom Menace, there's the two kind of villains. You've got your Darth Mauls, who were extremely powerful, very hard to kill, and then you had your battle droids, weak, incompetent, and yet there were so many of them because that's how they won, through strength of numbers. Ultron pretty much got out of the way as soon as possible. Very interesting villain to try to defeat. Now, that said, what was one of the major complaints about the Avengers? Well, it was all the jokes. It was very humorous. And I think that was very important for Marvel to do that. On their side, I mean. Don't get me wrong, I felt the jokes were overkill as well, but only to a point. I liked the jokes. I thought they were well placed. I love the story, I love the acting, I love the action. It was all there, all concise, and all meant to be. That said, wasn't everyone's cup of tea because a lot of people thought maybe it was too juvenile. Well, that's another reason why Age of Ultron gets to see it. Because it's too safe to give it a pass. I mean, or even a decide. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but these were mostly the fanboys. Fanboys who were hoping that maybe these movies would be growing up more with them and their age and what their expectations are. But at the same time, I also feel like this is great for kids. It's got really one of those old-fashioned heroes saving the day against the villain type of thing. It's also a humongous setup for what's happening in the future with Ant-Man, maybe. But Ant-Man, because he's going to be in Civil War coming up. And this is all about the Infinity War. So it's almost as if we are required to watch it. Some people had some minor complaints about it here or there. I personally don't. I mean, I understand where they were coming from. I knew what they wanted to accomplish. I felt one aspect of it was really forced and didn't really belong in there. But you know what? It's the way they want to make movies. So I guess in some ways we're going to have to really find out how this goes. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, for me, Age of Ultron in this particular instance is not all about Age of Ultron by itself. It's about how this movie, funny, cute, adventurous, is going to fit against Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman, though we haven't seen it yet, already looks dark, brooding, violent. Okay, that's maybe overstating things. I was struggling for a word there at that moment, but you get where I'm coming from. It will be interesting to see how this all plays out. Marvel is trying to make a statement with how they make movies, and so far, when it comes to movies, I like Marvel's style. Okay, don't get me wrong. I've got to catch up with Agents of Shield to tell you how I feel about their television style, but I'm too much into the Flash. I'll tell you one thing: DC. I don't know how their movies are going to go, but they got the TV show spot on. Really excited about that. So the way this goes, we'll have to find out. I liked it. Age of Ultron is a see it, and we will see you at the theaters.